How bad is the criminal rate in the United States? So using this table, we can organize the data to present in a certain way that we can identify which is the best and which is the worst state related to the violent crime in those years that I took right here. So we can investigate, for example, if it increased by the time, if the term when Trump was elected it was worse than it was on Biden. So we can do this trendy line by doing the first thing here. So how we can create a chart for each line here in a way that we can understand and analyze the data. The first thing that you want to do here, you can go on the top ribbon, insert. In the spark lines, you can use this first chart right here. You can add lines. You could also use columns, but I guess this one is more appropriate for this type of analysis. So you can use this one, for example, for sales if you are doing an analysis, but here we are using for this criminal date. The first thing that we have to do here is to take a data range. So here we are going to select all my range with the data. So in this case, from B3 to I3, and here the location, it's already selected on column J. Once I hit OK, it's going to create a chart for me in the box. So I don't need to create a chart with some overwhelming information to analyze, so I can do this line by line. It's very important whenever you have a lot of data. In this case, I have a lot of states. On the top ribbon, I can go on the spark line and change a little bit the style and the information that I have for those charts. For example, I can add a dot on this chart by showing the highest point from each of my information. I can also change the color if I want. And once I'm done, I can drag down the information, so Excel is going to calculate and show the information for each line. So I can see what's the trend for my information. Some of them have increased, some of them have not. So here I can better analyze and see what's going on. But imagine you have this type of information and you want to figure out which is the worst state from the United States related to the crime. For example, you are doing this with your sales as well. One option that you have here on the top of the table, you have the option to choose this drop-down list, and then you can go on the number filter and select the top 10. Here on the pop-up, you can also change the number if you want. For example, you wanted to highlight the top 5. You could also change here this number, but in this case, let's present the top 10. In this case, of course, the top worst states from the United States. If you notice here, it doesn't apply for all the columns. It applied only for column B from 2017. So if I wanted to create something more dynamic and analyze my entire data by year, for example, if I'm creating, for example, a dashboard with all the top 10 by year, so I can do here a automatic formula. And to do this, we needed to work with array. In order to create this formula to present the top 10 worst states from the United States, the first thing that comes to my mind is to use sort, because we just did here using this button to sort the top 10 or the top worst states. So the first thing that I want to do here is use sort. So my array will be the entire data, table 1, and if you see here, if I close the bracket and hit OK, it's going to give me an array. It's going to return the entire thing. If I go back here to the formula, I'm able to use the sort index. It basically means which field from this matrix, from this table, that I want to use. For example, if I want to verify from 2017, it's going to be my second column, so number 2, my index number, and then I can use the last field for my formula and choose if I want ascending or descending the information. In this case, -1 to choose descending. But if you see, it's not yet how I want you to present this information. And I want to present you a trick. I can use index. And if you see, the first box from index formula is an array. So I can use sort inside this formula to retrieve me the information that I want. For my row, I want to retrieve the 10 first rows. So here, I needed to get a formula that also works in an array basis. In this case, it will be the formula sequence. Sequence will return a list of numbers, and the number that I put here will be the last one from the sequence. So if I put a 10, it's going to list 1 to 10. And for my column, I can use here a matrix information and mention which are the columns that I want to retrieve. For example, in this case, I want to retrieve my column 1. So it's going to show me all the states that I have. And then if I wanted to retrieve from 2017, which is my second column, I'm going to add 2 here at the end. I'm going to close the bracket and hit OK. Now I have a list from the worst 10 states from 2017 from the United States. And I can do this for all the years. So just for analysis here, I want to bring also the information and list the top worst states from 2014. I'm going to paste the information, and now I needed to update the formula. For the first formula, I'm selected the entire array from my table 1. And here, the sort index, I needed to choose which column Excel is going to sort and use the base to do ascending or descending. So in this case here, I want to take the column I. Just for a better understanding, I'm going to add some index here on the top. So here on the states, I have my column 1, but from 2014, it's my column 9, the index 9. So I'm going to change it here, the sort index 9, and also this formula here at the end, I still wanted to select my first column to present the state and the column line. So here now I have an updated list from my top worst from 2014 for the last term from Biden. And as you can see here, Alaska and New Mexico didn't change, so they are the top 1 and the top 2. But before, Nevada was one of the worst states from the United States, and now the third one is Tennessee, followed by Arkansas. So in this way you can see a dynamic view from the top and the worst entities or list of information that you have on your data range. And since I'm working with states, something that I can do here, I can transform this state data into something that Excel really understands as a map, as a state. So I'm going to press enter in some of those states, and then it's going to pop up this information here, convert to geography. If I hit this button, it's going to show up here an icon before the state. If I hit this button, it's going to show me a card with some information. It means that now Excel understands that this is a map and also bring me some more information if I need. Why I'm using this? It's simply because now I can insert an awesome chart in Excel. So if you wanted to insert a chart using a map, you can go on Insert, Map, and choose the first option that I have here. And now on the top ribbon under the chart design, you have the option to select the data. I can hit this button and then to add first my data. So for example, I'm going to take it from 2017 and take the series of number that I have. I'm going to select my column 2 and hit OK. For the horizontal, I can select the range from all my states. I can select the first column and hit OK. And now Excel automatically create a chart for us in form of a map. And for each state, it represents the number that I have here on the second column. If I select this chart, right click, go in Format Data Series, I can expand the section Series Color and add a type of 3 colors. And here I can play around and change the colors from my data. For example, the lowest one I can put as green because it's good. The middle range can be this light orange. And for the max can be this dark orange. I can close this pop-up window, and here I have my map with the color that I planned for you. And as you can see here, the states with the worst criminal rate are close to the border from Mexico, except Alaska. And if you want to learn those type of analysis and how you can improve your Excel abilities, follow this channel for more.